Hello. Today I'll be reviewing Justice Ducks issue 4 that was released by Dynamite Entertainment. It was written by Roger Landridge with art by Carlo Loro, and with the main cover being done by Jay Lee and June Chung. So far, the Justice Ducks comic has been pretty good. It's not as good as the Negaduck comic, but it is a marked improvement over the Darkwing run. With the line getting rebooted in the fall, this line of comics is coming to an end, with just 2 more issues of Negaduck coming, 1 more issue of Justice Ducks coming. It's a shame that this comic has to end so early, but we'll see what happens once the line is rebooted. The comic starts off with Drake, Morgana, Honker, Gosalyn, and Gosalyn's new friend Helder coming out of a movie theater, having just seen a movie called Abracadabra Part 7. As they talk about the movie, it becomes very clear that Gosalyn, Honker's new friend Helder, isn't what he seems. And then we cut to a new location that same night, where 2 aliens appear out of nowhere, called Bricks and Becks. One's a male alien-looking bird, and one's a female alien-looking bird. And it becomes pretty clear that they have no idea how Earth works, as well as also that they're here to find Helder. And then we time skip a few days later, and Gosalyn comes rushing home, where she tells Drake and Morgana that Helder has disappeared. And now we have a plot, which is that the Justice Ducks have to find Gosalyn's friend Helder. And so the Justice Ducks split up and try to track him down. But it's not long until Stegmutt ends up encountering Bricks and Becks with a decently funny gag about where he was able to determine that they were suspicious due to them not liking raisins, which had actually been set up earlier when Bricks and Becks had encountered the workers when they first appeared. So the Justice Ducks end up following Bricks and Becks back to their hideout and end up spying on them, and that's when they figure out that they're also trying to find Helder. They bust in and capture them, which is a decently funny moment where Neptunia realizes that they're aliens and gets annoyed because they're having to deal with aliens again. Bricks and Becks reveal they're working for a space billionaire and that Helder is her son, and they were sent to find him and bring him home. But then we jump back an hour or two because Darkwing wasn't with them. He and Gosalyn instead decided, after a little bit of a comedic back and forth, decide to go to the library, where using some deduction and one of his trusty gadgets is able to locate Helder, which is where Helder then gives his side of the story. So then we jump back to the present, where the other members of the Justice Ducks are interrogating Bricks and Becks, and they overhear that Gosalyn and Darkwing have found Helder and that they're at the library, so then they teleport themselves to the library, and the other members of the team have to then rush to the library, where we then see Darkwing, Gosalyn, Bricks and Becks doing a tug of war with Helder, each of them holding onto one of his limbs, until the other members of the Justice Ducks show up, and Neptunia uses her conch shell to blow everyone away, which is then where everyone is brought up to speed. And we learn that Helder's mom is super rich and only really cares about money and doesn't really care about her son. And that before Helder ran away, he swiped a prototype machine in the shape of a rocket. And since he was a computer prodigy, as well as also seeing transmissions from Earth of their pop culture entertainment, he thought that Earth would be a good place to go and make some friends. We actually have a very nice scene as Gosalyn tries to convince Morgana and Darkwing to make Helder stay. That even though Helder's mom is mean, that she's not abusing him in any way, so their hands are tied. Just as Bricks and Becks are about to beam up to the ship with Helder, it's revealed that Helder is not a Earth child, which then includes Gosalyn into the idea that on his planet, he's actually an adult. So that means that he doesn't have to go home and that he can live where he wants. And so that's decided that he will stay on Earth. Bricks and Becks end up taking the locket with them, because it turns out that's actually a prototype for a cloaking device. His mother only really wanted the cloaking device. And now Haldor is going to stay on Earth a little bit longer in order to learn about Earth. And even though he's an adult on his world, he's still only 12 years old on Earth. And we end with a gag with Goslin helping him learn how to speak English a little better. And the librarian that had been shushing them while they were having their little confrontation on library property eventually just gets angry and tells them and yells at them to shut up. And that's how the comic ends. I have to say that this is probably the best Justice Ducks issue so far, where that it tells an interesting story that has a bit of an emotional punch at the end, some fairly funny gags, standout art, as well as also to have a plot, a B plot, and a C plot, and all have them come together at the end. Just like how you should be doing story writing for a comic based on a cartoon. Like how an actual episode of Darkwing would be structured. Launchpad does get a little bit of the shaft. Everyone else gets a moment or two to shine. With the series coming to an end, it is a bit disappointing that 2 of the 4 issues so far had villains who turned out to not actually be villains, and the ones who were villains weren't all that interesting or engaging. It is a missed opportunity that they haven't fought Fowl or a new evil agency or even like the Fearsome Five or any of Darkwing's classic villains. I am looking forward to seeing what they do when the final issue comes out. I do recommend this book. I'd say it's probably the best one so far of Justice Ducks, and it is a quick, fun read. Till next time, see ya.